Hello everybody, this is Daniel. We are here live from Orlando, Florida, here from DM Network Solutions. I just want to go over some updates we have been doing in our Velo program. And one of our projects here is for a form request with booking. So we're going to go through an example here and we're going to be able to see how the form is working and what kind of things we can correct. So if we hop on to OrlandoDreamCenter.com, and we get to the right page. So if you can spell it correctly, okay. Alright, so here's our page. Sorry about that. So as you can see, we have our request assistance and we have 6 events and we have 2 locations and 3 different kinds of events. Okay. So the most basic one is our food pantry. So if we select an event here, we can input our name, and also the person can log in to our website, or they can submit the form anonymously. Okay, so we just logged in here. So let's take a look here. I'm gonna put so we have all these different fields, and if we input everything, we should be able to continue. Then it gives us a list of all the events. So we have July 8th from 4 p.m. to 6, and the day 15 also. So it shows the name, what kind of assistance, the date. What happened with the date? We didn't pick a date. So it doesn't show the date. So let's make sure we can pick a date here. Okay, so this button is not taking us back. Let's see, this one took us back. So, okay, so we gotta pick a date. So we're gonna pick this date here. Alright, so now it shows our date. And where's it gonna be located at? Okay, so we can lock in that date. So here's our confirm appointment. And it gives us another reminder here. And we can create a new request, which opens a new page. Okay. Now, our different type of form is a diaper assistance form. So if we do one for our senior, starts the same way. And we have our registration once again. Also, we added this feature that if you have registered an account before, it can load that account. Okay, so we're gonna hit that. And then we're going to pick a date here once again. Now we also get this other screen. This is our second registration. So this creates a request record. So this sets a request for the assistant type, and it saves the date and time of the slot. Okay, so we have two databases. We are saving our participants' information, and we're saving their requests. Okay, so here we can put the name, elder's name, and here you can actually type in an address, a date of birth. You can type in a date of birth here, and the genders, male and female. We have the weight. So this gives us an idea what kind of diaper size we can assist with. And if you note to thank you. Okay. So this saves it from here. Okay, so now we have the name of the participant. Okay, so here we need to add something here. We need to add, okay, the requester is the first person filling out the form. Could be a child, you know, in this case of the elder, it could be a caregiver, caretaker. It could be like if they live with a family member. And then the requestor or participant, in this case, the participant will be the elder. So we need to add participant name here, so that way if it's the same person, it could be the participant is the requester too, but in some cases there's two different names. Okay, so we have our scheduled time and date, where it's located at, the address. Maybe we want to put the name, Orlando Dream Center, and then put the address smaller, you know. Maybe the address can be clicked on. And then here, see for, okay, so here's the name actually. So it says requested senior assistant adult diaper large for elder's name. Okay, so this is where the name goes. So we can actually put it here. I mean, this is more like a sentence of it. All right, so we lock in the date to confirm, and we can start a new request again. Okay, and for our last example in the form, so all this is in a single form. We have 3 ways of submitting it for 2 different locations. Okay, so we have this other one, so let's do it for this location. All right, so if I filled this out before, see, I can go in there and I can also update it. So this is looking at when somebody signs in, they have a member's ID. And then they have the owner ID of the record. So if they created a record, we can look up all the records this person has created under this email login. You know, sometimes people will sign in with different emails. So, but we can update the information here. We can put the correct information. Okay, so we can update these numbers, and then once again we pick a date, and then here for the baby one, so we want to give them a reminder of the requirements for this program. This one does have a little bit more requirements. These are baby diapers, so they can participate certain times a year. And they need to have some documentation. The baby has to be born. So once you agree to that, also this can look up child records. So here, see, it is looking up all the actual different records that exist. So the elder's name, that will be a child, but see, it will be a different type or different category. You know, this is for babies, diapers. So this is not working yet. This doesn't populate anything into here. But we also have to give it a little bit better filtering. So that's a feature we're working on. But the same thing, we can just go ahead and type in name, child's name. Okay, and this one is a calendar. So on the other one, you can type it in for the elders. So that way you don't have to go like 100 years in the past, you know. See, you gotta do this to do a date. Look at that. You gotta go and kind of like, you know, you can just type it in. With the other one, you can just type it in. See here, you can't even type this one in. And then we want to calculate the age also. So let's say it's like that. So that's about two years. So, you know, our program goes from infant to toddler. You know, at the later years, we want to give more information about potty training, parenting. You know, so we have the boy, girl, okay, and then you put, you know, if it's almost 2 years, they're probably in the 30s, 40 pounds. And then you can select diaper sizes that you're requesting. Please include. You know, you can send in a request. You know, anybody can request anything. If we have it, we'll try to facilitate. So we have the child's name. Okay, so this one actually puts the child's name. Now we do need the parent's name also. So I want to see the parent's name and the child's name. And then what they're requesting. See, we don't even have what they're requesting here. So this one's missing all that information. Okay, so those are the things we gotta work on. All right, so just to show you a little bit more in the back end. So our form is actually a set of different boxes that are all collapsed and hidden. They're collapsed, you know, they're mainly collapsed. Some things are hidden. As this pulls in the, okay, so we're using Wix bookings. Excuse me. And this does also work on the mobile version, and it's pretty easy to use on the mobile version. So this form is totally responsive. So all you need to do is, for the mobile version, we just have to adjust some of these buttons here. We put a go to the top button. Each time the button switches, when you go to the next spot, it moves to the top also. So that way, okay, see, none of this stuff works in the on the preview. Yeah, so preview doesn't load stuff in the back end. Let's go. So yeah, so we made it pretty Oh wow, look at that. So this is totally new feature. Closer to the ADI, where you can move sections up and down. So that's a new feature they just released on Wix. So that's pretty interesting. So see, if I had to move these things earlier this week, I had to go and move this one here and then move this one behind it. So as you can see, these are all of our panes. This last pane, this last box here, I want to make this confirmation page go to a new page with like a thank you and a resume, the summary of that appointment, and like a map, add to calendar, leave a review, stuff like that. Right, so that's a new feature. See, with along with this add strip button, so now the editor knows how to add stuff right after a part of a page. So I really want to show you the code here. But for some reason, oh, turn on dev mode. Okay, so now we have our dev mode. Oh, look at this. And they actually updated the colors on the editor. Okay, so now functions are green. Oh, now a lot of stuff is green now. So that's good. It's let's see if did they update this? No. All right, so we got a new editor theme. So all the functions are green. So that makes it easier to view. Okay, so let's go through some of this code right here. So we have a whole bunch of global variables. We're still refactoring this code. I think some of these functions we're gonna put in the back end. We're still learning how to do some of those advanced functionalities. But so far everything is in this one page. Okay, we got over almost 700 lines here. And we're using the Wix bookings, the users, the data, and the Wix windows. Okay. All right, so we have our get services. So that just gets these services here. And we get this little loading icon as this loads. And we were able to convert this as an async function. Okay, so we're converting some of these functions over. All right, so we're looking for anything that's an appointment. So we don't want to see other events. We just want to see the appointments. And we added these at a certain way that they are in that perfect order. So if we add more events, then we'll have to kind of like see how that's going to affect the order, how they show up in the screen. But now that's 3 and 3, looks fine. And that's pretty much it for this. So we get our service type appointment, and it returns our items. Okay, and our items we populate it into the repeater, and we have our service name, a tagline, the image URL, and that's it. And then it expands, okay? So it won't show us any sample data until it's all loaded, and then it expands. So that way, when we load this page, we don't see that. I hate seeing that sample. See, like for a split second, you can almost see it, but it was blank with the loading screen long enough that you don't really notice the little sample pictures. See, right now it's already loaded, but that's something I just can't stand. Seeing like that sample data get replaced. So you need to kind of like make that show up at the time, okay? That's another repeater we're working on, so that will be for another video. So right now, our first repeater is loaded, all right? And then we are now gonna capture the click, whichever appointment we decide to click on, the RSVP. Okay, so that's this part right here. This is our button click. So once again, we get that loading screen if it's needed. So it takes that service ID from that item. Okay, so we get the booking ID, that service ID for that booking service, and then we get service availability. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of different tutorials out there. This is one of these examples. So we create the availability from that get service availability with that service ID and options. And then we get available slots from the availability slots from Wix booking, and then if slot business location. Okay, so this is the biggest trick here. Since we have two locations, we have a location that's our main location, and then we have another location which is called location. Okay, so we have our business, so our slot business location, and our slot location text. Okay, so if it has a business location equals location business slot address formatted. So that formatted item there is the full address. Okay, so it's that full address of that business location. Okay, so they recently added the ability to add multiple business locations. For some reason that was giving us some weird error, and it was probably because we wasn't selecting the right location. But with this one, we're using the business location, and we're using a custom location. Okay, and you can see that if we go here into our services, and if you can see here, it shows the address, and here it showed the name. Okay, so here that shows the address is because the location, we're using a custom location. See, so this is our secondary location here, which is a custom location. It's not a business address, and it's not the client's place. It's a custom location. So I guess we can have multiple custom locations. Then apparently we can have multiple business locations also. So this business location is our business location Weingart. See, we have two. Actually, when I tried this one, it's showing up a certain way that it wasn't working with our code. So we had to go to a more basic way. Okay. In the future, we'll try with multiple locations, see if that problem was resolved. We send the ticket over to Wix, and they couldn't give us any good feedback. So I just put it back to the regular custom location, and we have a if statement here. So it'll find it this way or it'll find it that way. Okay, either way will work. And then for the date, okay, so we formatted our date a certain way. So this is important because we're also going to do some reporting on these requests. Okay, so the reporting needs to have the right format, and this format is the most simplest, so in the shortest one. So basically we having a 2-year, 2-digit year, 2-digit month, 2-digit day. Okay, and that gives us like 8 characters, I believe, with the slashes, right? So and then here is for the time. We also have it in Eastern time, 2-digit, 2-digit, 2-digit. All right, and then we're getting the date. We putting it to our locale, and it creates our date just like that. So it's readable to a person, and we can use it in a query. Okay. So we'll see how that works in the next part. So we have and we're pushing all this to a table. Okay, so that's our table that we can see here in the second part. Okay, so here's our table with all the dates. Okay, and the way we have the date, time, okay, that we'll see here in a minute. Okay, this is for the other features. We'll talk about that later. All right, so we got tons of features here. Okay, I think this is it right here. Okay. Okay, so here's the way we can get the date for the list of what we're gonna query availability on. Okay, so this is what gives us 10 days. Okay, so basically our start range is today, and then it says the end range is today plus 10. Okay, so we're giving it 10 days to search, so somebody can register today and next week, or for next week. They can't register for both. They can receive assistance once a month. That logic is not built in here yet. But as far as allowing them to register, it is. Okay. So once they pick their date, so this basically, when we click there, it doesn't book them. It just simply puts that date in a variable. The reason we don't book them yet is because we want them to fill out the whole form before they're booked, right? And then depending on which service it is, we just need maybe additional piece of information. Okay, and as we saw here, the date is converted to the format we need the date for. Okay. And see, a lot of these fields are not, this is the only required one, the name, date of birth, and diapers. And some of these other ones are not required. And the note is not required. So when we click save here, this actually saves it. What happened? I didn't pick a date again. So did that save it again? Maybe. So, all right, so here it is. So when we hit lock-in date, that's when it runs once again. So what we did is for the booking, since we didn't book right away, and we're actually booking after this page, if we had to book, we're gathering their name, their email, and their phone number. And these are all validated fields. So it will give them a message if they don't have these main fields here, along with the total household. Okay. And then all these in the zip code. All these are optional. Okay. Okay, so here's the to validate each field. And then once it validates, we have, okay, this is how it handles that ID. So when you save something, if there's an ID, then it will save it or it'll update it to that record. But see, any field that's not in here that's set already will get deleted. So when we're saving this, it's not, since I don't have all the fields here with a value, if you pass something without a value and it already had a value, it will erase it. So there's a way that I have to query the ID first, find that record, and then just pass the changes. Yeah. And then here, see, it saves it. So once it saves it, it gives us, we set some IDs here for the participant, the parent. Okay, and then here is where this handles the RSVP. So we're mapping 1, 2, and 3 fields with those fields ID, and that's the name, the full name, email, and phone number. And we could have matched these through, instead of the ID, the label as the first value pair, and it will still work. But all the bookings share this first 4, because there's also a custom field, but these first 3 are required. And we just put the first and last name together. And then here it takes that information with the index and this object. And then it saves a new object with that index. And then here in the checkout, it takes that array there, that object, and then it gives us a confirmation. So we run this part at the end. So this whole function, we're just running this when we click on that other button. Yeah, we tied that into this lock. Okay. All right. So then here, we find out if there's a diaper assistance, And we have a switch statement here. So this one I definitely need to find a better solution, because right now we're basically mapping each service manually with their ID code. So definitely this is not the best way to do it. But we just handle all these. We can probably, like, since these are the same, we can do this, right? We can do not break it here. You know, we'll fix that later, but okay, continuing on. Every time we submit a regular food request, it automatically creates a request assistance. Okay, so we have two data sets here, request assistance. So this one is just the name of the person, what they're requesting, for what date. So this, we can pull a report and we can see the information of everybody coming in. So see, here are the last few that I've done, these tests. And see, it's putting their requested slot. See, this one, something happened with this one. But as you can see, the dates are all like that now. I had to go back to some of these older ones and fix them, but the only issue I've been having is that sometimes the locale of the person registering is different and their dates are different. Well, at least the time shows a little bit different. But hopefully now it's going to have the correct information no matter what. So the only thing we got to fix here is to use the parent ID one now. No, who's the parent ID? let's do this. Senior. So request assistant. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so I think we at least got the parent ID information updated. So let's just refresh this page here real quick. So this really is not doing anything. All right, so that should have created that record. And the parent. All right, to show you another feature we're working on, here is another of our features. So this is kind of like an instant post, and basically we can put a title. Mira, Emmanuel. Okay, so all right, so this should have some tags here. Not sure why it's not doing the tags right now, but oh, wait a minute. I'm signed in. Well, some of the features we have worked on is it gives us a time frame when the post was updated, and if it was updated over a week ago, and if it was updated over a year ago, and an hour ago, and a minute ago, and seconds ago. Okay, so that one is still in the beta version. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is our reports. So our reports right now, only the administrator can see it. All right, so I just gotta sign in as the administrator here. And let me make sure I'm on the right page for it. Oh, it's create reports. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so I actually have access to it here in my profile. So here we have a repeater with some information. So we have the name and telephone and other details in here. And then it shows us what are they requesting and when's their appointment. And then it gives us some more details here. We can customize this as we need to. And then we have some buttons here that would like to tie this into a status update to change some parameters as we click on these buttons, handles those actions. We also have a search query. So this searches the whole database so we can see past appointments. And we can do like half searches. And when we delete it, it goes back. We can also search by date. So this is why we have the date like this, because we are querying just the first part of the date, not the time. So we can just look up these 8 digits and we can do a query feature. It's called only one. What is it? Descripted. And then it takes away all the repeats. Okay. And then we have here our diaper sizes. And then we have all types. So here it says event type. It says all diaper sizes. Oh, and see, this is filtering by day too. So if we if we put all days, we can see this one's for the 8. This one has no date. This one's for the 8. This one passed. Okay, so all diapers is not all diapers. It's only baby diapers, I guess. So you can actually create higher, like all types and all diapers. We're querying all the different types, but we can also create our own and put it on the top here, as well as the locations. So if we want to just search for locations, all diapers, per location, per day, and for our next date. And then it stopped working. Okay, we only got one appointment. Come on. And then we can reset it all. Let's try it again. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at some of the code here. So we're first filtering the keyword, the date, the type, and the location. So this is how we get the dates, load dates. So Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong date. Distinct. So, okay, so the R date is basically, I'm taking that date and I'm chopping it off. So, okay, so here's the R date. So this contains R date. And this is how you do. So see, our day is right here. So what the heck? So I got requested slot, and then we got our date. Requested slot, right? Okay. All right. So here's what's happening. So I don't know what happened last time, but see here, this is just specific times, you know. But we want to look up not a specific time because there's a lot of them. Well, I think we had created a hook. After insert. So what the heck happened to this? Let date equal item requested slot. Item our date. New date. The heck? Alright, so see, this was after insert. Huh. Before insert? What the heck happened? So it's not doing it. It's just not doing it. It's messing up. So our date is completely empty, right? Oh, so see, I put insert instead of save. Maybe maybe I'll do it now, but to update all these. What the heck? What happened with all the ones that were already in there? After update. So that's why we had that R date. That R date was taking just that first few lines there, or characters, and just sorting it by that. Okay, so see, there it is. Oh, see, they don't even have a calendar date here. Doing all my test ones. Oh, so see, all these had it. So basically, that's why I didn't show any of the new stuff. Okay, this one just doesn't have a date in there. Okay. So I gotta put this back to that R date thing. Okay, so we gotta request this slot. Okay, so the goal is to work on this report form here is see right now what we do is we just simply print. We go here, print. Where's it, print? And we just print our page just like this. You know, it gives us a lot of the information we're already looking for in the form, and we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can have like 10 per page. You know, maybe we can make this form a little bit more legible, maybe less information in there, the more important. Sometimes these numbers are not necessary, maybe just the total amount here. Eventually we'll just like them to use a tablet or something and just click on the person and look them up, maybe scan a barcode or something. But so far this is giving us a report that we can use. We just print it. So I like to also put like the totals down here. And maybe some templates already. I can just click on a template form and report, and just have that report get generated each time automatically. All right, well, that's pretty much it, guys. Also wanted to really quickly show a Salesforce integration we made here recently. This was on our some testing we were doing. So here, let's see. Sorry. So this right here is our integration with Salesforce. So right now, let's see if I look up a telephone number here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we probably have to redo our token, because I think I did recently had to update my password. So definitely this is another video for another day. I did talk about this in a previous video. There are some ideas I want to work with this, probably integrating with our main form and having like the two database kind of like sync up. That'll be pretty cool. And maybe do some more automations in Salesforce and spit out some good stats. All right, so that's pretty much for it today. So please give us a like and a follow, subscribe, and thank you for everything. God bless you.